Right, welcome back to a new day. We are now the 10th of December, so another episode of Stitchmas / Vlogmas. I have to say Vlogmas quite slow. I just can't seem to get it out. I think last year I called my series So This Is Vlogmas. So yeah, it's, that was not too bad, was it? But yeah, I just wanted to call it Stitchmas this year, just because I've changed my video series to be called the Stitch Diaries, haven't I? So anyway, right, let's get on with it. I'm wearing my Jingle Bell jumper. This might be a couple of years old, and it's another Jules jumper. The first one I've wore, I think, in these videos is the one with the dog with the baubles on his antlers, and I love that jumper so much. And I think I've got them. I've never paid full price for them. I've waited for sales and then I've picked these things up. But yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? So I think I got this one. Maybe I definitely got the dog one in the sale. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't with this one. But I normally try to do that. And you might be able to see this a little bit better today. I've got my Snowflake Necklace on from Tilly and the Moose that I got out of my own calendar that I made for myself on Etsy. Oh, that's really catching the light, isn't it? That's lovely. Yeah, because what it is, I have my craft light on. It's not a proper light for filming. It's just one. It's got a magnifying glass, so you can, go up close. But it's handy for just lighting up a bit for my videos. And yeah, I haven't put my earrings in yet because obviously I want to paint them with a bit of clear nail varnish. Right. Well, I've had a bit of a sleep, so if you watched yesterday's video, you'll have seen the dilemma I was in. Now, I've read some of the comments and I've had a sleep, and I've decided I'm not going to share the cool crafting Christmas surprise anywhere. I'm just going to keep it to myself, but at Christmas I'm going to share it then. So I hope you don't mind for the ones that wanted to see it, but yeah, I just don't want to end up having some online argument with somebody. I'm sure there's nobody that currently comments on my channels that would, have a big argument on me over it. But, sometimes you get new people, and, I just don't want that kind of hassle in my life. So I hope you understand. Yeah, I know I could have said, look, this is a big spoil, I'm going to show it, turn off now and I'll see you tomorrow. But yeah, I've just decided, just to be on the air of caution, I'm not going to share it. Now, whether I'll end up because I haven't actually, all I've done is open the lids of the boxes. I don't know the full contents of them. I really don't know. All I've done is open the top of them and peeked at the top, so I know what the main pattern is in both, but I don't know all the contents in it. So yeah, so it'll be quite exciting when I go delving in there properly. And I've got something finished, and I think you can guess what it might be. Now, actually, do you remember me saying to you, Toft are having an advent crochet along, if you've got their box basically, and they're making a bird. Now, they was at the same kind of stage as me yesterday, but I've just gone ahead because obviously I just want to get these things done so I can work on something else. And obviously they're getting lovely little stitch markers and things and badges and all sorts in their advent calendar. But it's lovely that I've got to make a bird that I know that I really wanted. And here he is. This is Robin the Robin. So he's lovely, isn't he? So that's what he looks like at the back, and that's his tail. Now, I will admit, I couldn't really tell from the pattern picture. This is a picture. Oh, and just to let you know, this was a kit that was already made up, and I bought it second hand off somebody that was selling it. It looked like they might have unravelled the balls. I don't know if they'd had a go and then decided not to do it. I don't know, and I don't know if I had the full amount of yarn. I'm really not sure, but anyway, I got it a bit cheaper than getting it directly from Toft. But this is how it looks, but you can't really see what the tail looks like and how it's attached. Now, I have got the Toft bird book. Unfortunately, I've left it upstairs. Maybe I'll bring it back later, I don't know. And And yeah, so mine basically had orange yarn in it. As I was saying, mine got orange yarn in it, so I couldn't, but I bought red yarn because I wanted the really red. But if you go on the Toff website and you buy it directly from them as a kit, you can choose whatever colour you want. And there are some photographs on there with where he's got the orangey wool and the red wool, but obviously the kit was a ready-made kit that I got. And as I was saying, you couldn't see where the tail attached, but in the bird book, there's a slightly different angle to the robin, and I could see exactly, because basically you stitch this in a circle. You kind of do, I think it's 18 stitches, chain stitches, and then you join them together with a slip stitch, so you end up with like a circle of chain stitches. Then you work into them, so you start up here. So I didn't know if I got to put this on round, but I could see from the picture they'd flattened it and then attached it, so that's what I've done. But yeah, from the sometimes the there's no sewing up instructions. This is what I've noticed with this. It doesn't even say where to attach things. It just gives you the instructions on how to crochet each piece, like the legs you do this, wings you do this, and then all it says at the end is finish by sewing eyes into place with black wool. It doesn't tell you where to sew things on or anything in this. And I found that with the footballer, it was exactly the same. It just says that there was no sewing up instructions. It says, unless otherwise stated, to complete each piece, break yarn, stuff and gather stitches, and then finish by sewing eyes in place with black yarn unless using safety eyes, and sew nose into place with skin tone. Now, what I will warn you, if I'd have wanted to put plastic doll eyes on this or this, there's no instructions to tell you what row you do it on. However, I've made the standard Toff doll from the Toff Doll Emporium book, and it does tell you before you finish the head off where you can put the safety eyes in, but it doesn't tell you with these smaller projects. So bear that in mind. So think about, if you want plastic eyes, you've got to think about it earlier on. But I was quite happy to do the embroidered eyes anyway. I've just used Toft black yarn. I've gone over a couple of stitches in height, and I've gone around about three or four times. But oh, do you know what? He's lovely. I know I've took the mickey out of him a little bit, saying he's like a robin on steroids, because he's not your typical robin, is he? The little thing you see in the garden. But he's still lovely, isn't he? And I'm delighted now because Flamingo has a friend. Because this poor bird used to have a friend, Luna the rabbit, but now Luna has got lots of friends that I've made for her, and I've got a lonely bird. So yeah, so the legs are quite different in length, look. See, I'll put those quite close together on the Flamingo, haven't I? I don't know if I've put them in the right place on this one or this one. I'm not entirely sure, but see, the feet are like flipper kind of thing on here, aren't they? But yeah, we've got two little birds now. But I have had my Flamingo sitting in here for a while, but I actually like this in my bedroom. I do. Ooh. Sorry, my middle son had put a comment in we've got a family WhatsApp group just between my husband and our three boys, and my middle son is at college and he's just commented in it, very nice. And I thought, oh, what's that about? And I know now my eldest son, who is a part-time barista, is at college but is a part-time barista, he made a latte this morning and did some latte art on the top of it, took a photograph of it and put it in the family WhatsApp group. So I'm guessing that's what he's saying, very nice too. So anyway, that's my robin. So yeah, I might take him down the garden room, put him with the Christmas tree and things, and take his photograph. And it's always nice to actually photograph your Christmas makes, isn't it, once the tree's up and everything. So yeah, and I haven't photographed this little chap yet. I don't know if it's to do with wanting to make his friends, I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to do my advent calendar now. It is Friday today. I've got my youngest at school, middle one at college. My eldest is at home because he's basically staying off college because he was told that he's been in contact with somebody at work who's got COVID, so he's just basically trying to keep away from people. So we're day 10, aren't we? And there's definitely something in there. I can see a board. Oh, actually, shall I open the hemline one first? Oh no, they've all fell out. Right, hang on, I'm just going to stop the video while I pick them all up. Right, I'm back. That was a bit disastrous. The front cover's fallen off. Right, and they all fell out, and then it's not just a case of putting them back in. I've had to stand them up again. Actually, Paula, your comment on my last video really made me chuckle, because basically Paula's had this calendar and she's not all that happy with it, right? But I said, well, how much did it cost? Because I don't know, because I won mine. Because she said, I'm glad you won yours. It was just under £30 apparently. So yeah, she's not all that thrilled with it really. But yeah, maybe I might not have been if I'd paid £30. I don't know. I suppose I don't know yet. I haven't opened the whole thing, have I? So you can't really judge an advent calendar, I think, entirely until you've opened the whole thing, because they might have put more expensive, exciting things at the end, and sometimes you might get a money off voucher for something. Do you know what I'm saying? And you have to remember, these companies, they're businesses, they're there to make money, aren't they? Do you know what I'm saying? So they can't put the true value, if you know, they need to make money. So yeah, you have to bear that in mind, don't you? That's why I've quite enjoyed doing my own calendar, I must admit, you know. Anyway, this says, what weird wording are we going to have today? Pauline, tailor chalk with sharpener. Oh, that's okay. The wording seems okay today. Does make me think, as a non-English person made this calendar with the way they've put the order of the words. Tailor chalk with sharpener. Wow, I've had some tailor's chalk in my time, right? I can't make this out. Oh, right, okay, it comes off. Ah, right, that's what it's like. Look, Paula, it's got a sharp edge. Quite good for drawing if you want to be a bit more precise. I don't know how the sharpener works. Oh, right, okay. So if you want to sharpen it, I think you get it along that metal edge there and you'll drag it along to sharpen it. Do you know what? I quite like that today. You know, I haven't had one like that before. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. Where shall I put it? I have got, I know I said I've got a place for everything. I have kind of got a place for this. I do keep chalk on here. I do keep chalk in a box over there. But I think I'm going to put it in with those threads. Do you know those threads I've been putting in there? I'm going to put it in there for now. And I'll pop these boxes away. I could reuse these, couldn't I, for something? Do you know, if I wanted to post something small to somebody, and it has got, like, you know, some sewing theme things on there. So yeah, I quite like that thing in there today. I think I was less impressed, like Paula, when I got a second needle threader a couple of days apart. But because obviously I won mine, I can't really complain, can I? So, and I do try and keep my channel positive. I know I sometimes complain. You know, it just comes out sometimes. Sometimes I wish I'd shut up, but you know. Anyway, let's find number 10. Oh, it didn't take long to find, so I don't think I'll need to cut any of that out today. I think I can use the scissors. This is really strange. At the moment, this isn't opening, but it's all weird. Right. Oh! Uh-oh. Right, stay with me. Today is buttons, and I just had a bit of an accident. Basically, I'll count the buttons. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now, I've got 10 buttons in here, 10 matching buttons, don't you know? Right? Now, as a dressmaker, if you're a dressmaker, you'll totally understand this. I was basically more of the craftier kind of sewer, home decor kind of sewer, before I really got into dressmaking in a big time. And I had so many buttons and I just had none that were matching, you know, when I want to do a garment. So was I supposed to get 10 buttons? Because I had a bit of an accident here, so I don't know if any have disappeared, but I think I managed to retrieve them. But that is fantastic, isn't it? So I need to keep these together. Bear with me. I'm going to get a safety pin here. That's what they look like, look. So, do you know, if I want to make a garment, I can see a nice summer top or summer dress. Do you know what I'm really enjoying what I'm making at the moment, but I really have missed dressmaking. Do you know, like, I was making a hell of a lot of clothes this time last year, but I think it was because, do you know, with things not going on, do you know, like I couldn't go ice skating, I couldn't go to the gym. Yeah, there's not much more else you could do, so I just had a lot more time to sew. So here's a little tip for you, actually. If you've got matching buttons, say if you've got a button jar and you want to throw them all in, you can still throw them into your button jar or your button drawer, but put them on a safety pin, because then you're going to keep them all together. That's my tip for the day, right? So I'll just pop those there for now, because do you know what, if I've got matching buttons, I tend to not put them in the jar. Well, I've got a button thingy. I don't know if you see it. Oh, hang on, bear with me. I think the buttons are in this one. No, they're not actually. It would make sense. Look at this. This has got buttons on it. That would make sense to have the buttons, but that's where that is. Do you know that bunting I was showing you that was, sorry, cut my head off, from Fiona Hesford? That's the other side that I didn't end up using, because I could have done it two-sided, but I didn't end up doing it two-sided, so I've got another one. That's where I've put that. A lock. That's what I've got in here. Allen keys. Oh, there's 2 buttons in here, and a couple of pins, and a few of these, look, for threading like ribbon and elastic and things through. A cutter, a cookie cutter, but I don't use that for cooking. I think I use that for needle felting when I wanted to needle felt stars onto something. What's this? I think this, a magnifying glass. I think that was in one of my calendars one year, actually. I think I had a Sewing Street calendar. Well, was it Sewing Quarter? No, I don't think Sewing Street have had them, actually. Right. I think in here they're things that I might have like won and got out of calendars, like plastic thimbles. A sewing machine, a needle threader. I didn't even know I had that. Do you know what? I'm going to get that out. I'm going to leave that out. Yeah, I've got, do you know what? English paper piercing. Do you know what? I have done English paper piercing, and do you know what? I don't find it that exciting, really. Not on a mass scale. Just a few little bits I can just about there. But I've got some English paper piece things, and I've lost half the bits off it, the bits that I hadn't sewn on yet, and I just haven't got the work. I think it's because I do embroidery and knitting and crochet and other handwork. If I didn't do any other handwork, maybe paper piercing would be my thing, but I feel like life's too short for English paper piercing, in my world anyway, right? Oh gosh, I've tipped the knife. Maybe I could send, do you know these, I've probably got these in advent calendars and not wanted them. Maybe I could send these out to people that I know like it. Right. Why was I showing? Oh, it was about the buttons, wasn't it? Yeah, basically how I keep my buttons. pom-pom maker. I've got a place for those. I've got buttons in here. I think it's a tray. And I keep another one of these. It's like this, but another one. And it's got all jars of buttons. That's where I keep most of them. And then when I've got some speciality... Oh, sorry. When I've got some speciality buttons, I've got one of these drawers. And it's up there and I keep it in there. So that's... What have I done with them? Oh, they're there. Right, I don't want to lose them. Right, so that is that calendar and that calendar. Now, my own. Sometimes I forget what I'm talking about. Oh, I've squeezed this one in. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, I've had a couple of people ask for a studio tour. Right, I'd had to laugh. I'm guessing you're quite new here if you're saying you'd like a studio tour, because my people that have been here for a long time have told you you don't want to see it or don't want to share it. It is like, well, I love it, but most people would come here and scream. It's just, oh no, I don't. It's a mess. It doesn't look too bad there. It doesn't look too bad there. Maybe just don't look at the floor. But oh gosh, that wall there. I've got my wall where I've got my notice board with all nice things I've kept on it. But I've got a Kallax that say 2x4 on long ways on the floor. And it's got a shelf on it as well, and I've got stuff all over it, and I've got like a thick, tubs that there's just too much in them, all spilling out of it, and yeah, it's just all. I've got a bra hanging off a mirror here, that bra where I pinched the straps off it to fix that dress. Do you know what? It's shameful. It's truly shameful. And what I have said in previous videos is I actually am going to be revamping this room. We've got footings outside here that my husband has dug out, and this whole wall here is coming out, and it's going out. So I've got a bay window at the moment, and I've kept the blinds down all the time because there's two tall Kallaxes in the bay window with the blinds down with all stuff on it, so I can't even look out the window. But when it gets rebuilt, I won't have a bay window anymore. It will just be flat, so I'll just have a much better wall along here. This wall will be extended out a bit, I think anyway. Yeah, it will be better, and hopefully, because the fireplace, we took the chimney breast out upstairs, so this needs to come out here. So I've got like a fireplace on the wall with desks in front of it where I'm sewing. It's not ideal, so if things fall off my desk, they fall onto the fireplace, they're hard to retrieve. It is hell, basically. I manage, but it is hell. So it's not like some beautiful thing I want to really share, in all honesty. So yeah, I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Let me have a think about it. Maybe if I remove that bra hanging off there and I tidy up that pile of stuff there, maybe I'll show you from sitting here. I don't know, but I'm not going to do a detailed tour walking around anyway. Right, calendar. Now this is something that I've wrapped, and from feeling it, I don't remember what it is. So that's always good, isn't it? I think I've had this the longest, actually. It's a tin with a cat on it. So that's how it looked, Planet Cat. I think there was a number of these cats, and I was trying to get ones that looked like my cats, but there wasn't nothing similar really. I think the tabby looking cat one had sold out. Where did I get it from? I can't remember where I bought this from, but there is a website. I didn't get it from this website. It's called www.planetcatstudio.com, but I didn't buy it from them. I bought it via someone else. It's cute, isn't it? And these little tins, they're handy, aren't they, for keeping things in your craft room. Would that fit in there? Oh, No, it wouldn't actually. Right, I'll just actually. There's a couple of. I really like these stitch markers for crochet. I really like them. Do you know, for marking, I like to mark the first stitch of the row, and I like going through the stitch how you'd crochet through it. And I like using these for crochet. They're my favourite. There's a couple of them on here for some strange reason. And a safety, a paper clip, so I'll just pop that in there. Right, so that is it for now. That is it. Yes, it is lunchtime. It's 12:05, so I'm going to be having lunch. I often, as I've said to you before, I take lead from my husband. If he's got some plan for us, I go along with him, and then if I'm left to my own devices, and I can get on with whatever I want to do. Maybe if I do get a bit of time to myself in the day today, I might do some work on my star, and I could do with, when I go to the shop, I could do with picking a few ingredients up for some baking and things. So yeah, I just need, I had a look through actually. I've got these trolleys, a bit like those craft trolleys you have from Hobbycraft. They are from Hobbycraft actually. I've got all ingredients. I've got like a sugar stand, a sugar one, a flour one, a nuts and seeds one. You know, it's basically, I use it like a larder, and it's all in the conservatory. So I was having a look through it yesterday. Oh, and I got a pasta and rice one. Yeah, so I was having a look through, and I've got some regular icing sugar, but I want some royal icing sugar. I've got loads of jam sugar and things, plenty of flour. I've got some bread flour, not the best quality bread flour, but I have got some. I think I panicked a little bit because I couldn't get any for a long time, with all the pandemic and everything. So when I bought bread flour, I just bought anything. I couldn't be fussy about it, so that all else fails, I can make bread. There's no bread on the shelves and things, you know. I didn't panic buy anything actually. I didn't panic buy fuel. Luckily for us, we'd put fuel in the day before that all happened anyway, so we was, by the time everyone had panicked, by the time we needed it, it all started to calm down a bit anyway. And yeah, I didn't panic buy anything. I didn't, and we just had to try and make do and have alternatives, So yeah, I was without tin tomatoes for a while, and without bread flour for a while, and without flour. I used all the flour and bread flour I had, and then I was just out of it, and I just had to eat other things. We just had to do that, didn't we? You just won't believe it, would you? In in my country and in this day and age, you just don't expect it, that you can't just go to the, it's not like it's took the joy out of cooking a little bit, because before I'd go to my recipe books and think, oh, what book do I want to get out, get the book out, oh, what do I want to cook, it's took that enjoyment out, because it's like, well, you get there and you think, well, I can't get about 5 things off this list, so yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. It has took out the joy of cooking for me a little bit, with struggling to buy ingredients, and and just think, certain herbs is not there, and yeah, it's a bit of a night. Anyway, I'm not going to leave it on a negative. Well, I'm going to leave it on a negative because I've got nothing else to talk to you about right now. But anyway, hopefully I can come back to you with something a bit more positive. So I'll see you later. Bye. Right, welcome back. You're in my kitchen. I don't ever think you've seen it from this angle. I think you've seen me standing this way with the camera pointing that way, but yeah, this is loads of my utensils and things. It's not all of them. My husband hates this, right? But he said, can't you have like a utensil pot holder? Well, look at it. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd never fit all those things in, right? Anyway, why I've got you in here is I'm really itching to do some baking, right? So I'm trying to rummage up some things. Right, I'm going to have to go in that cold or wet utility and have a look for things. But I think I've looked for my piping bags before and I couldn't find them. But I found some icing sugar that roll out icing I've not used, and I thought, oh, brilliant. Right, lovely colours, look, green, red, blue, white, but look, they've gone off. They're rock solid. And I thought, gosh, how long have I had these ones for? They went out of date in 2016. Now, I'm not saying I haven't done any icing since then, but yeah, that's awful, isn't it? So yeah, they've got to go in the bin. There is a cake mix in it, right? There's no butter or anything. It's a dry mix. Do you think I couldn't use that either? I could knock up a shortbread. Well, anyway, this is what it was to make, but I'm not going to be making them, right? Ta-da! Snow globes. You can see the attraction, can't you? Right. And I thought to myself, well, it doesn't matter if everything's gone off. Oh, my husband's phone's there. If everything has gone out of date, right, I'll have the cutters. No such luck, right. Let's see if I can show you. There's these icing pens. I think those would be okay, the icing pens. What do you think? I'm going to rip this to show you. There's no cutters. Look. All you get are templates. Now, I'm not being funny, right, but I've done a lot of baking over the years and a lot of icing and things. You are not going to get that kind of precision using a knife round your biscuit pieces and round your icing, in my opinion. You at least need a cutter for the biscuit, maybe a cutter for that red bit, and even these have been like, I guarantee these have been done with cutters, right? And I was on the understanding that the cutters are in there, and there wasn't. So I feel like I've been had. I really do. So yeah, I was quite excited to make those, but no, I'm not going to be making them. So what I might do is I would like to do some little biscuits. There's a few. Yeah, I need to basically order things in, because some of the stuff sometimes is specialist things when it's like food related things, isn't it? Yeah, I have a little bit of a think what I'm going to bake, but yeah, I'm a bit hindered. So yeah, I might go delving into the utility room now. I'm not saying I'm going to be doing any baking today, but I'm just trying to make some preparations for doing something nice. But yeah, but no, we're not going to be doing snow globes this Christmas anyway. Maybe in the future. Anyway, I'm going to go now and have a delve in the utility and see what I can find, and then maybe nip to the shop and things. My husband seems to be busy. He's cleaning the windows of the garden room by the look of it. So yeah, he's nice and busy. So I could go and do a bit of sewing. So shall I? Forget the bake, do some sewing, work on my Christmas tree. I'd like to do that anyway. So anyway, I'm going to go, and I'll see you later. Bye. Right, I'm back now. I have had some luck. I found a nice little star cutter. I've got loads of cookie cutters, but I just thought I'd like this star one. And I've got this piping bag, and I've got a really fine nozzle. So, because I like to make my own icing. I know you can get these things, but I like to make my own icing up. Get it to the consistency I want. I'm just checking this fits this one. I suspect I had a metal one before. I remember I had metal tips. It doesn't fit brilliantly. It might work. It's not a perfect fit. Hang on, let me just try. So I've got my coat on now because it's really cold in that utility room. Maybe it's this one. I'll try this bag. There's two bags in here. Ah, yeah, that seems to fit better. So yeah, obviously I'll want to wash this because I don't know how long it's been sitting in there for. But that's great for making my own icing. So yeah, there's nothing, that won't be too tricky. As long as I've got the right kind of icing sugar, I can, make up a mix. I could use this, but it's a risk, isn't it? It's a bit old. So anyway, leave it with me. Right, things aren't exactly going to plan. I've had to basically come with my husband to the car garage, and now I'm in the driver's seat, and now I've got to follow him over to his office with the van, and then him get back in here. So yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. So all my lovely sewing plans, going out and buying ingredients, no more. I'm just running around. But I am employed by my husband, so I can't really complain, can I? So I've got to earn my money somehow. So anyway, is he reversing out? I think he's on his way now. So yeah, I'll be back with you later. Right, I'm back home. Sorry if this is shaking a little bit. Yeah, we've picked up the boys. We've had to go straight from the office, straight to pick the boys up, and then back home. And yeah, I've just had a big biscuit, and I've got a hot chocolate with marshmallows. Just because I need something to keep me going, because I got to sort the boys' dinner out. And I've got yoga at 6 o'clock, so I can't, it's a bit of a wait for me because I'm used to having dinner earlier. So I normally have like something snacky kind of just after school time, just to keep me going. But I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to come in here. Like, I haven't even taken my coat off yet. Now you're kind of seeing a little bit of another angle of my craft room. And this is like one of the messy areas, but you know, people are wanting to see it. But this isn't the sewing machine, that's my regular sewing machine. I normally sew at machine that's there, and I've kind of got my back to the wall looking out. But when I was doing the Poppy to Fry embroidery club, I set up my regular machine for free motion embroidery. I did one project, made one badge, then didn't do the rest, and I set up this machine to do sewing machine, to work as my sewing machine, because I normally use it for machine embroidery when it does it for you. But yeah, I've just left it to sew on, because even though this is a second-hand machine and I bought it to do embroidery, it is actually a better machine than the one I normally sew on. So I'm about to sew the second star. So yeah, I just made the last one. I sewed the star, I turned it inside out, you know, trimmed it, turned it inside out, did the hole and everything and stuffed it, and I'm just going to do a bit of a conveyor belt as long as I can now, just sewing up these stars on their outer edge and do it like that. So yeah, leave it with me and I'll see you soon. Right, welcome back. I've decided to end the video now. It is now 10 to 5 in the evening. I've been quite lucky because my husband said, look, he'll order some food in for the boys. So they've basically been fed. So it meant I could basically come in here and do a little bit of sewing, which has just been wonderful. Because, yeah, I was getting all excited because Friday, normally I get a little bit more time because I don't have any gym classes in the day. I don't have ice skating. You know, I've got they're at college. All of them are in education on a Friday. So yeah, I thought I'd get a bit of time, but yeah, obviously my husband's had to be having me, like, you know, go with him a lot of places, but with the van, because the van keeps the office, but then it's had to go to the garage, and he's had to bring it here to clean it, and yeah, so sometimes he's just needed lifts here, there and everywhere, so it's just the way it goes. Anyway, I've been doing some sewing, right, at last, can you believe it? Right, so you'll have seen I've already sewn this one, and it's going to be good. Now this is going to need to be cut down, isn't it? And I've got a terracotta pot for sticking this to, and I will either decorate the pot or put it in something else. And yeah, but I've gone on and I've actually stitched the other, so that's the large. I actually, even though I did the largest one first, when I went back to them, I went from the smallest, and the reason I did that is because I thought, well, the smallest is going to be the fiddliest. Yeah, look how tiny that is. So yeah, they're quite fiddly. I use my hemostats for turning them inside out. Had a bit of a technique going on. And there we go. So that's, yeah, so you can get a little bit of an idea what my tree is going to look like. But I'm guessing you'll stagger them. So it's not going to look very good at the moment because obviously they're all flat. They need stuffing, don't they? So that's what it's going to look like, my final Christmas tree. Now, how do you know the bells? that I ordered online. They don't jingle. They do make a noise. Hang on, let me get one out. Yeah, I think they look nice and dainty. Yeah, can you hear it? Yeah, I'm half deaf. I can just about. Maybe it's because I'm half deaf. That's what it is. Ah. Do you know what? It's louder in my left ear. So I don't know. I think my left ear has got problems actually. I can't remember now which ear. One ear is worse than the other, and it's not all frequencies. Yeah, but I could have a hearing aid. But I just kind of thought, well, I'll try and get away with it. And maybe I'll have another hearing test next year, and I'm managing okay. I just sometimes hear words wrong, and I'll say, oh, excuse me, and sometimes I have to have more than once, but yeah, I guess I'm okay, you know. Or sometimes if the boys, you know, like teenagers mumble, don't they? And if you're out in the open and there's traffic and they're walking behind you and like they've said, oh, have you not even heard me, Mum? No, I didn't even know you were talking to me. But it's just if there's a lot of noise in the room. So I do try to sit, if I go to a restaurant, I always try to sit with my back to the wall, because apparently that's better if you're hard of hearing. Try and sit with your back to the wall. So yes, anyway, right. So what I'm going to do is I've got an hour and 5 minutes until I've got to be at yoga. So I don't know if I might just leave in here now, but I've made a good bit of progress. So the next stage will be, I've got to make, before you stuff them, you've got to make this hole. So it does involve more sewing, but obviously I've got to mark out the area that I'm going to sew, and then it will be a case of stuffing them and then stitching up the holes, and then it's going to come together quite quick, and then stitching on bells. Like, if I don't mind them not jingling, they might look quite dainty. So yeah, I'll have a little think about it. I wonder if I can use them on anything else. So no doubt I could use them on something. So thank you so much for joining me for my Stitchmas today on the 10th of December. I hope you've seen something of interest. It was all looking quite bleak, wasn't it, at the moment? Now, regarding ingredients things, I feel like I do need a few little bits and bobs. So I'm at ukulele practice in the morning, so I probably won't come and chat with you before ukulele practice, not unless I wake up really early to come and chat to you. But normally I'm just about getting out the door to get to ukulele practice, looking for my music book and things, and then from there I go to the co-op, get a few groceries to make sure everyone's got things for lunch. Then I head off to yoga. I'm home briefly. Sometimes I have a quick cup before I go, but then I make myself a bit late. So then I go to yoga, and then I come home and have lunch. So I might not end up chatting to you till tomorrow afternoon. It all depends. You never know. I might wake up really early and be up and ready and stuff. But yeah, it's nice just to chill out a little bit. So I don't want to feel too rushed. I want to savour every little moment I can get in the morning. So yeah, so I'll probably come back, see you tomorrow afternoon, just to open the calendars. I don't know if I'll have any more crafts to show you that I've completed. I suspect I might cast on a Santa Mouse this evening if I get a little bit of a chance to do some crafting. Yeah, because obviously, or I suppose I could sit and I could, if I got a disappearing pen, mark out these. I could sit upstairs doing that, so that's a possibility. But yeah, I'll come back tomorrow. Oh, and that's why I was telling you about the co-op. I do need some ingredients but to do some baking that I want to do, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get what I need from the co-op. So yeah, so unless I pop out Saturday afternoon to do a bit of it, or pop out Sunday, I don't know. But my next door neighbour has invited us round for a drink on Saturday night, and often it ends up being late. He just doesn't let you go, our neighbour, because he's got a garden room as well, and it's like a nightclub basically. And what it is, their eldest they've got a son and a daughter, and their son, he's an electrician. He's been working abroad. I think he's been in the Falklands or something, but he's back for Christmas, so I think they want to have a drink. But I said to my husband, their son's probably going to go out and about with their friends. I can't see them going down the garden room. Sometimes they come back after they've finished at the pub, they come back down there. So yeah, so we might be having a bit of a blowout. So in all honesty, I don't really fancy it, because I'm doing Vlogmas, right, and I do get a bit of a sore head if I have a bit of a drink, and obviously I don't know how I'm going to feel on Sunday doing Vlogmas, and it's going to be a waste of a day, isn't it, if I'm feeling a bit grim. So I wonder if I could get away, have a little drink maybe, and then come back home. But it always feels, if I leave my husband there, it feels like I can't really settle down to sleep until he's back. So you might as well have stayed round there. But you never know, I might start having a drink, and if the music's okay, it all depends on the music. My next door neighbour is absolutely crazy about George Michael, and you know what, I like George Michael, but he plays it too many times, right, to the point I can't stand listening to George Michael. I can just about bear Last Christmas, because he doesn't play that, right, because he's just he kills songs. Yeah, bless him, he kills songs for us because he overplays them, unfortunately. So yeah, so depending on the music, might depend on how late I stay. Sometimes I try and take control of the music and stand between my neighbour and Alexa, so we can't get at it. So, but then I have to stand by Alexa all night. So anyway, but I'm going to go now. I might not end up going. I don't know what's happening exactly yet. I probably could do without going, just so I can get some more things done, but maybe it might be nice to let my hair down a little bit, you know, and it's not too close to Christmas, is it? So I've got a bit of time to recover. So yeah, there's nothing worse, isn't it, just having a bit of a blowout right before Christmas, and you're still not feeling right by Christmas, because I can't recover these days, you know. So anyway, so I'm going to go now, and thank you so much for joining me today. Like, I really appreciate everybody that's watching my videos, and hats off to you if you're watching my videos every single day and you're keeping up with them. You deserve a medal, honestly. But thank you so much. I really appreciate the time you're spending watching my videos. I'm really enjoying bringing them to you, and I'll look forward to doing it again tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye.